Hi everybody, I'm Jared Pike. This is Shell Point Today for Monday, November 4th. On today's show, Adrian Kerr will preview his academy class on the history of Islam. We'll look forward to this Friday's Shell Point Open Golf Tournament. And we'll look at some other round friends, pumpkins, that were carved by our talented Shell Point employees. But first, some news about Medicare. Now, we've been talking all month about how to make changes to your Medicare plans if you need to. And we're doing our best to give you all the options for help that you may need. Now, if you're happy with your plans, great, you don't need to do anything. But if you want to make changes, you have until December 7th to do it. But keep in mind, we're talking about two different plans, regular Medicare and Medicare Part D, which is for prescription drugs. Now, for regular Medicare, we have an entire department that is at your beck and call. The Medicare Billing Department is available to answer your questions and make any changes you need. They are located on the second floor of the J. Howard Wood Medical Center, and you can also call them at 454-2202. Now for Medicare Part D, the prescription drug plan, it gets a bit trickier. We're not legally allowed to recommend any of the Part D plans, but what we can do is help you navigate the website, Medicare.gov, and help you to choose your own plan. Brian Gainey, our Technology Services Coordinator, is offering one-on-one computer sessions all day today in the Egret Room on the island. Just give him a call to reserve a time slot. His phone number is 454-8248. These $20 sessions will be charged to your resident account. Now, Brian is also conducting one-on-one computer sessions this Friday in the Buttonwood Room at the Woodlands. Once again, for Brian's help, call 454-8248. Now, today is also the AARP Driver Safety Class, the Academy session which refreshes you on the rules of the road and helps to save money on your car insurance. The session starts today at 9 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room. Now, if you missed this session, don't worry. We'll be offering it again in the spring semester of the Academy. So, this week is a big week for many reasons. Perhaps the biggest happens on Friday when we hold the 10th annual Shell Point Open Golf Tournament. You still have time to sign up with your friends to enjoy 18 holes on the brand new greens of the Shell Point Golf Club, along with breakfast, lunch, prizes, gift bags, even a free massage, with the proceeds benefiting memory care in the Larson Pavilion. Now, people have asked us, how on earth did you get the point of view of a golf ball flying off the tee? Well, here's your behind-the-scenes movie magic secret. We used a toy helicopter with a built-in camera, transmitting its images via Wi-Fi. Now, some of the helicopter's flights didn't go so well, since it was a windy day. But we got enough flight time to make it look like our golf ball was flying through the air with the greatest of ease. So, take a look at our flying golf ball in this golf tournament adventure.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
Hi, Dave. It's good to see you. Good to see you, Jason.
Hey, Tim. So ready to play some golf today?
We are. I'm here to warm up for the Shell Point Open Golf Tournament being held Friday, November 8th. This is the 10th Shell Point Open.
Okay.
The Legacy Foundation has been sponsoring
Hey, what's going on out there?
Shell Point Golf Club for 10 years.
I wonder what they're talking about. Am I going to get to go outside today? I love going outside.
To be the first to be out on the brand new greens at the Shell Point Golf Club.
Is that open to everyone?
It is. And the $125 entry fee includes a lot. It includes 18 holes of golf and a cart. It includes breakfast, lunch,
Yay!
gift bags on the cart, even includes mini massages for all the players.
That sounds great. I guess we need to practice to get ready for it.
That's right. I guess the first thing I need to do is grab some balls.
Okay.
Hey, he's coming over here. This means I get to go outside today. I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun. Finally, we're outside. It's such a beautiful day today.
So, when do all the festivities start, Tim?
Well, on Friday morning, November 8th, We'll gather for breakfast about 7:30 a.m. and then at 8 o'clock we're going to start with a shotgun start.
Shotgun start? Ooh, that sounds dangerous.
How you like my driver? I call him Sluggo.
Sluggo? I wonder if he'll be friends with me. Hey, is that big metal thing gonna be mean to me? Hey, he's bringing it too close. What are you gonna do with it? Oh, no! Wow, I've never been up so high. Oh, I'm falling. Oh, look out for the sand trap. Oh, oh. Wow, I'm glad that's over.
And this year we have some special prizes.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Well, we have a hole-in-one competition on one of the holes. If you were to hit a hole-in-one, you get a 2-year lease on a brand new car.
That's worth practicing your iron shots.
Yeah, and don't worry about that one, Jason. I got it.
Wow, a brand new car. We'll be living in luxury. Oh! Look out, I'm getting closer to the hole. Oh, 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 oh. Finally, I'm on the nice soft grass of the green. Nothing bad can happen here.
So Tim, let me get this straight. At the Shell Point Open, you get 18 holes of golf,
Yes.
free breakfast,
Yes.
free lunch,
Exactly.
all these great prizes,
Yes.
all for $125?
Exactly. And you get a chance to do good in your donation.
Guys, why are we standing here? Let's go sign up.
Let's do it.
Hey, guys, where are you going? Hey, aren't you going to put me in the cup? Hey, I'm all alone out here. Oh, oh, hey, let me go. Oh, hey, stop that. Hey, I don't want to go for a bath. Oh!
The Shell Point Open Golf Tournament on Friday, November 8th.
It's for everybody. Well, almost everybody.
Actually, this isn't so bad. I have the sun, the water. I could stay here all day.
Tomorrow, we have several events you need to know about. Our first pole walking class of the semester begins tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. in the Woodlands Oak Room. Now, there is also a class that meets Saturdays at 9:45 a.m. at the Island Health Club. If you're interested in joining them, just sign up at the Island Service Desk, 454-2282, or the Woodlands Service Desk at 454-2054. Also tomorrow, if you have confidential papers or bills that you need to be destroyed safely and securely, well, we've got just the service for you, and it's free. FindMark Bank is sponsoring a document shredding service, which allows you to bring boxes of old papers or documents to be securely shredded and disposed at no charge. They'll be in front of the Village Church tomorrow from 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. And you don't even have to get out of your car or golf cart. Just drive on through and they'll take care of the rest. Also tomorrow, many people have been attending Pastor Andy Hawkins' class on Why Do the Nations Rage?, examining the Middle East conflict from a biblical perspective. Well, because of a scheduling conflict, we've had to move the third and final session to Tuesday. So, take note. Session 3 of Why Do the Nations Rage takes place tomorrow afternoon at 2:15 p.m. in the Village Church, and all are welcome. And by the way, if you missed any of these classes, Pastor Andy has graciously allowed them to be offered on DVD for $10 a class. So, if you'd like to purchase DVDs, just contact me, Jared Pike, at 489-8431. Now, because the Academy has focused a spotlight on the Middle East, Adrian Kerr has created his own special lecture series on the history of Islam, based on his extensive travels and studies in the area. His 2-part class on Islam begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room. Terry Kolath has this preview.
Hello, everyone. I'm here today with Professor Adrian Kerr, and we're speaking about his latest offering in the Academy of Lifelong Learning. This is a focus on Islam. Thank you for joining me, Adrian.
Thank you, Terry. It's always a pleasure.
We are looking at Islam, its origins, growth, and future in 2 sessions in the Academy. This semester, we're really looking at Islam in a variety of different ways. So we're so appreciative of having the entire history that you're going to bring us.
Yes, Islam has a lot of good and bad press around the world at the moment, mostly bad, and so it's an interesting opportunity to take a look back in this two-part series. The first part is going to be the history, where Islam came from, how it grew out of other religions, its commonality with some of the religions in the area, the spread of Islam into the Middle East and North Africa and up into Europe. The second part will be the interface between the now established Islam and the other great religion in the area, which of course is Christianity, and to some extent Judaism as well. We'll touch on the criticality of Jerusalem, and then we'll move on to the more current situation, where is Islam going, what are most Islamic, where are they most living. And it's interesting to know that Islam has moved east. Islam is no longer centered on the Middle East. Most people who worship Islam are in the Far East, which is an interesting cultural change in terms of numbers. We'll also talk about the extremism that we tend to link some of the jihadists and the fundamentalists and with less than acceptable behavior. And we'll try to investigate, where did that come from? Is it representative of the religion, or is it just some fanatics? And more importantly, I spent 3 weeks in Egypt recently, and I spent 2 or 3 days at Al-Azhar, which is the oldest university in the world and has been there since the 10th century. And there they teach Islam to budding imams, and they come from all around the world. Africa, Asia, Europe, America, and you can attend the seminary, it is, and you learn about the fundamental principles and the practices of Islam. So I sat for 3 days with some of their professors, and I asked them very pertinent questions to how does extremism, fundamentalism, and jihadism fit into Islam, and the answers are quite interesting.
I can't wait to hear what you found out. I think that's what such an amazing value that you bring to us. The historical point of view, of course, but how does that affect us today? How does the history of something like Islam affect us today? And why do we only hear about the wildly destructive people in that faith? So you're going to give us a point of view.
Yes, and I'll also try and balance it. So I'll neither take one side or the other, and I'll try and build some links between Christianity and Islam. And there are many, many, many links. Jesus, for instance, is highly revered in Islam. Moses, Abraham, all those great prophets are fully respected in Islam. So there are a lot of parallels between Christianity, the figures of Christianity and Islam. The difference being, of course, that Muhammad, the prophet, is declared to be the last prophet. Although in Islam, like the book of Revelations, that when the evil descends on the earth, Jesus will return to save the planet. And that is commonality between Islam and Christianity.
Interesting. This is going to be fascinating as always. You will be welcome to attend Islam Session 1 or Islam Session 2, depending on where you'd like to start in this journey on the history of Islam with Professor Adrian Kerr.
Last week, the artistic talent of our employees was on display in the Resident Activity Center, as Shell Point sponsored a pumpkin carving contest. You, the residents, cast your votes and chose the winners of several different categories. Here's what our winners looked like. Coming up, it's time to preview this week's Channel 13 radio program, Listening to the Words.
Last week was Halloween, and next week will be Veterans Day. But this week, you'll be listening to the words of mostly shell pointers. Maureen Berkner remembering her pivotal role in a bank robbery. Nita DeWeese confessing the dangers of having a black thumb. Barbara Boynton parasailing for her very first time. 3 members of the Shell Point Poetry Group sharing their views of nature. All that and some delicious more when you tune in to Shell Point Channel 13. I'm your host, David Howenstein, with a note. Regular listeners have noticed that the Listening to the Words program is now sharing Channel 13 with other important programming. Even though my program is still on every day, all week, you may find an hour or 2 of other programs when you tune in. Just try again later, and you can enjoy Listening to the Words. As always, thank you for listening to the words.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Happening segment. My name is Leslie and this is Bev, and we are here to start off your week with the Monday activities. At 8 o'clock is making changes to Medicare coverage in the egret room. At 9 o'clock is the food pantry volunteers needed in the village church on the island. Also at 9 o'clock is the men's match play doubles tennis in the tennis courts on the Woodlands. 9:15 we have billiards in the resident activity center. 9:15 we have pottery, the instruction available in the pottery studio. Also at 9:15 is virtual bowling in the resident activity center. 10 o'clock is the Susie Q at Matanzas for lunch. Sign up is required. 10:15 is the Parkinson's Enrichment Group in the hospitality room. 10:30 is the Disciples Men's Bible Study Group in the game room in the Woodlands. 10:45 we have table tennis clinic in the tarpon room. 11:30 is the Health Connections Agility and Flexibility in the health club, but that class is closed. Now here's Bev to tell you about the afternoon activities.
Thanks, Leslie. At 12 o'clock we have Mahjong. That'll be played in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. At 1 o'clock we have a Health Connections class, the Balance Basics at Assisted Living. That's at the Community Room of King's Crown, and that's currently full. At 1:15, it's Scrabble in the Library Lounge. Also at 1:15, we have table tennis in the Tarpon Room. And our last 1:15 activity is Tone Chimes, and they'll be in the Osprey Room on the island. At 1:30, you'll find the Model Train Room open for tours. It runs from 1:30 to 3:30. At 1:45, we have another Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Training, Level 1. That's in the Health Club, and that is currently full. We move to 2 o'clock where the Beady-Eyed Bead Club will be meeting in the Oak Room of the Woodlands. We bounce to 3 o'clock where Health Connections Pilates Stretch will be in the Health Club. 3:15 is the time the Shell Point Singers Rehearsal will be at the Village Church. At 6:30 it's time the Beginner's Square Dancing group will be in the Health Club down in the island. And then at 6:30 we have Duplicate Bridge. 7 o'clock is our next square dancing activity, and that'll also be in the Health Club. Well, thank you for joining us today, and we will see you back here for Tuesday's Happening segment.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Monday, November 4th. At 9 a.m., AARP driver safety class begins in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. Sign-up is required. At 9:15, Gmail will take place in the Computer Teaching Center on the island for those who have signed up. And at 10:15, the Anatomy of Words continues in the Buttonwood Room of the Woodlands, and all are welcome. At 10:15, Apple iPad, What's in the Air, continues in the Manatee Room on the island. And at 1:15, printing from your tablet will take place in the Manatee Room on the island, and sign-up is required. Tomorrow we have a couple new classes for you. Islam, Its Origins, Growth, and Future with Professor Adrian Kerr. Apple iPad Tips and Techniques. Why Do the Nations Rage with Pastor Andy Hawkins. Please note that in addition to the day and place change, there is also a new time, 2:15 at the Village Church tomorrow.
Menus for Monday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is grilled ham steak with mashed sweet potato and cauliflower. The dinner special is home cooking night for $9.95, and the soup of the day is vegetable beef. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Monday, enjoy a Monte Cristo sandwich with side salad for $7.25. The dinner special is pot roast with mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables for $8.25. And the Palm Grill is closed on Mondays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm here with David Singer, who is our guest on this particular program, and we are having a great opportunity to talk about a special guest that we're going to have. But before we talk about him, let me just sort of set the stage for us. David, you've been involved in the publishing world in Christianity in various ways over the years.
Yes.
And not only doing photographic work, but also editing, things like that. And we're involved, for instance, with the American Bible Society. Is that correct, basically?
Yes.
A pretty good idea?
Yes. I never wrote any Bibles, per se, but yes.
Okay. And then, of course, in that context, obviously, you meet a lot of different people from all over the world. Mm-hmm. And the special guest that we have coming here is Ramez Attalah. Right. Tell us about him, how you met, and what are his circumstances, and that we would have that opportunity.
Well, I met Ramez. I was doing reporting on Bible Society work in the Middle East. The American Bible Society supports Bible Society work around the world. Mm-hmm. One of the places that they have a very active and creative Bible Society is in Egypt.
I see.
And Ramez was the director of the Egyptian Bible Society, and we met him and his wife Rebecca, and he's just done a tremendous amount of work there in the Middle East with his cultural sensitivity and his creativity.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Now, when you think of someone who's publishing Bibles and doing things in Egypt, boy, that raises a lot of interesting questions. Obviously, the church in Egypt dates back all the way to the time of Jesus, really, and the first century, and obviously over periods of time has been kind of a persecuted church, and especially with all the things happening in Egypt right now, the church in Egypt is under very great pressure, wouldn't you say?
Yes, and Ramez is fairly open about the challenges that they're facing right now. Mm-hmm. They've had a couple bookstores burned. Wow. In Egypt. That was last August. And it's been a very, very delicate situation for Christians in general throughout Egypt. And of course the Bible Society is a central support for the Christian community in Egypt. And Ramez he's very effective in his dealings with being a minority group in that country, and just doing Bible work in the Middle East, in these Muslim countries where that's the majority religion. It takes a great deal of sensitivity, and yet he's committed to making the scriptures available to everyone, and as well as supporting the church. Mm-hmm. And he does some very creative things. He started out, I had this magazine. The cover shows one of the creative ways that Ramez has directed Bible distribution. He initiated. It's hard to get Muslims to go into a Christian bookstore.
Right.
I mean, that's a delicate,
they don't want to be seen doing
exactly.
that. Yes.
And so he started, one of the things, especially in Cairo, that's very popular is home delivery. Okay, and so he started home delivery of Bibles. And of course that requires advertising. I mean, how do people know about this? And so that means taking out ads in newspapers and billboards, advertising a way that people can get Bibles in a very discreet fashion.
And of course, the main reason why we're having this conversation is we get to have the pleasure of Ramez coming here and speaking to us about these kinds of things.
Right.
And that's really exciting.
And he wants to tell people about the very tenuous situation that the Christian community has in Egypt right now. It's been a difficult time.
I'll bet. Well, he's coming on a Wednesday evening at the Village Church, and I think that's November 6th at 7:15. And he'll have the entire time for our normal Wednesday prayer meeting, so we'll have an opportunity to hear him speak about these kinds of issues. And I think it'll be an extraordinary opportunity for us to hear from someone like that. And we should also mention one other thing, and that is that Ramez has a personal connection here.
Yes,
right?
he does.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, his wife Rebecca, who's been very effective in working in the Garbage Village in Cairo, her father has just recently moved into the pavilion from King's Crown.
I see.
So her dad is here, and that's really why Ramez is coming, is that he's coming to visit his father-in-law.
That's fantastic. Well, we're delighted to be able to enjoy his presence with us and to hear him speak to us, and it's just going to be an exciting time. I know I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate, David, you helping to make those connections that you have that I don't have. That's wonderful.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Well, thank you for joining us on Village Church Connections, and we hope to see you soon.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as author and naval historian Robert Maycomber previews his 2 Academy classes this week. We'll also go out to the garden and tell you how the Shell Point Garden Society can help you learn how to sculpt bonsai trees. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Monday, November 4th. I'm Jared Pike, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.